From Las Vegas, it's Let's Talk News Now with Rick and Ella.
Welcome back. As you know, we've been featuring for the last couple of days some of the great artists and cast members of the Phantom of the Opera, which is going to be closing in the next couple of weeks, sadly, after a 6.5-year run. And we have here with us Brienne Morgan from Phantom, who in fact plays Meg in the show, which is Christine's best friend.
Best friend, yep.
And you are also the ballerina?
Yeah, basically what most people would consider the principal ballerina, but I'm part of the ballet corps, but I sing also, so I'm part of the principal cast.
First off, I want to say thank you so much for being here at this time in the morning.
Yeah, it was really hard waking up.
Especially after last night.
The other thing I want to also say is compliment you and your other cast members. I have each and every one of them that I've been able to get a chance to meet for what an outstanding run, a superb performance. And it's just, is it sad watching it close at this point with a couple weeks out is the tear duct starting to fill a little bit?
There are certain things, like people are starting to clean up their dressing rooms because we have to be out on the 2nd. Right. So that's starting to be something that you're like, oh wow, this is really happening now. And being part of the original cast, it really sucks. I really am just kind of like, no, okay, well, but that's how gypsies roll.
That's how gypsies roll.
And what about the audience? Are you feeling a certain different energy with every member of the audience that's coming in now? Is it like...
Definitely, because of course Phantom has a huge fan following. So a lot of the fans that aren't going to be able to be there for the final performance are trying to get here before the final performance to say their goodbyes. And so we're feeling a major surge of energy from the audience now, and it's really special.
Of course.
Longer curtain calls.
Longer curtain calls.
Right.
I think your
hear a little.
mean more now, right? Because when you're on there, you know you're coming to the final days. You're like probably giving it your all.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I give it my all the time.
Yeah, you did it anyway, but with the emotional attachment.
It gets a little bit more emotional.
Right, that's what
every single time you do it.
Yes.
Now,
I agree.
Have you got anything planned for the final finale? Anything specific planned?
Nothing specific for the actual finale. We'll probably do some speeches. Anthony Crivello, our Phantom, will probably do the final speech at curtain call. And it sounds like we're going to have a little bit of a cast party afterwards.
I can imagine. Invites to that or no, just kidding.
The cake and everything. So
what are your plans after?
I'll stick around in Vegas for a couple of months, and then I'm off to New York to see what happens there.
Well, I was going to say, I cannot imagine, working for a better organization than Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber's organization and the production companies and so on. And what a great thing to have on your resume. I mean, I can't imagine you going into just about anywhere where they're immediately going to go, we'll take her.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you staying in theater or?
Definitely staying in theater. That's kind of my life. So
there's always London. There's lots of Andrew Lloyd Webber's.
Always London.
Yes, and the West End. There's always London.
I love London.
There you go. I know people.
So what is so for you, you said you came here, so you've been part of the show since the beginning, 6.5 years, okay? Wow. How many performances have you done now?
The end of last week when I looked, it was 2,659 shows.
Wow.
And I do believe we'll be hitting the 2,700 mark at September.
Absolutely phenomenal. Now, because of your character, you were mentioning you love doing period pieces. And so I was asking, as you're starting to go through the makeup and the wardrobe and so on, is it true what actors have alluded to, that as this is going on, you suddenly start moving backwards in time, you start feeling the character?
It's true for me, because I absolutely love period pieces, like you said. I love the Victorian era, especially because the corsets, the feminine beauty that everybody had, all the men dressed in dapper suits, and that was just their day wear. That wasn't even for going to the opera.
Yeah, what happened today?
I know.
I'm a cowboy now.
So
jeans came along.
It's something kind of special for the theater when you're doing a period piece, that you just kind of start getting into this character, getting into the feel of everything. Especially for all of our dances, we had to do Victorian style dances, which is very characteristically, and you had the corsets on and your arms are always out in front of you.
How much fun.
I know.
Brienne, I want to thank you for coming to our show, and I want to let you know that Alex, who was there last night, said the performance was absolutely outstanding.
Awesome.
Okay. And you can be assured that myself and Ella, before this is done, we will be there. I want to see it front and center.
Good.
Very good. Thank you again so very, very much for your time, along with your other cast members. And for you folks, get a chance. Now is the time. We're down the last 3.5 weeks to get a chance to see Phantom of the Opera here in Las Vegas, like no other show. Speaking of no other shows, we're going to take a short break.